Hi, welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence. Today we're going to take a look at the Super 7 Reaction Red Ninja. This, from what I understand, is a Target exclusive, and yes, it is just a repaint of Storm Shadow. All the way down from even the artwork where they just repainted. So, you probably, more than likely you saw my other video for the Tigra Super 7 Ultimate. That it was not the most flattering video. I'm not a huge Super 7 fan. I think $18 is a complete ripoff, but obviously I'm picking them up. And the reason why I'm picking this one up is because, in my opinion, these things actually work really good as background characters for the rest of my figures. And I like to pick up ones that have never been done in the O-ring line or in the 4-inch line, or ones that I don't have, and I don't have any Red Ninja. So we're gonna review this, we're gonna take a look at it. It's gonna go behind the rest of my Ninjas. Again, I can't justify spending $18 on all these figures when they're just 5 points of articulation like a 1980 Star Wars figure, but I'm not gonna go off on that right now. So let's first off, let's take a look at this thing. And once again, like I said, if you've seen Storm Shadow, it's the same figure, same weapons, just repainted, which is what Super 7 does. They just repaint and then sell them for another 18 bucks. And in my opinion, once again, rip off a lot of collectors. They just hit a little dab and put some red paint in. In the back, they gave him a file card. I'm not sure I fully understand the file card when it comes to grade equivalent of M16. Usually that is something to do with E4, E5, E6. I don't know why they give them a grade equivalent of a automatic rifle. Anyway, so here you have the figures that have been released. I don't believe he's really part of any of these waves, but whatever. Again, this is a Super 7, not Hasbro. It is licensed by Hasbro, but this is Super 7. So without wasting any more time, let's take a look at it. Again, 5 points of articulation. You've seen my other videos, you know it doesn't take very long to get through these, but let's take a look at it. Alright, so we have it. Take a quick look at the box art again. Again, I think most of their box art is absolutely wonderful. Even if this is just Storm Shadow, and they take their little iPad and they dab it and make it red. It would be nice if they would have done something different, but Super 7 is extremely cheap with how they do stuff. Lots of repaints, lots of just recoloring of their packaging, and an $18 price point, which I'll say again is too high. But obviously they have some people like myself who picked them up. And then on the back you have the file card, which I think they do an absolutely wonderful job. All right, that's done right, and same with their cross sell. And the other thing I could say is that their card backs are wonderful, much better than what Hasbro gives us. If I had tried to hold a Hasbro Star Wars G.I. Joe up this way, this thing would just flop down. Nice, solid card stock. And then the figure comes in, packaged in this plastic. I know, bad word for Hasbro, but in this plastic sheathing. So if you take his swords out, he sits perfectly fine, so they don't rattle around, and they look real nice if you want to hang them on the wall in your inbox collector. But you know what, I'll say it again, let your figures breathe. So, as you can see, I have Storm Shadow out here, because all he is a repaint of Storm Shadow Super 7. So what I'm going to do is quickly compare the two. So as you can see here, the body styles are almost the exact same, where they both have two throwing stars, Chinese stars, the dagger, the shoulder harness that goes across. Looks very similar. Hasbro's a little bit more detailed. And then they both have their Cobra symbol here. Same type of gi. Now obviously, Red Ninja here, based off the Storm Shadow, is supposed to look more like the comic one, which he had short sleeves. But the face looks really nice. The artwork here, the sculpt isn't bad, except for the 5 points of articulation. Here's a backpack which is stationary. You are not going to get it off. He has a quiver. Now you can kind of put the bow and arrow in, but it just kind of sticks up like that, which unfortunately I think looks kind of stupid. Then he has his two swords, and I will say this, that the long sword here is actually short compared to even the original O-ring one, which was short to begin with. The short sword on the other side, on the other hand, is roughly the same length, but the handles are obviously longer. The thing that I did notice about this is that I had to put the short sword, let's come back a little here, I had to put the short sword in the top. Not that it's a big deal. For some odd reason, the long sword did not fit in the top one. So, and they're very flimsy, very, very flimsy. So, that's how it looks. If you want to put the bow and arrow in there, I won't do that because I think it looks awful. And the reason why I had Storm Shadow on was to compare, but also, once again, I have to point out the $18 price point for what is essentially a 1980 Star Wars figure is really unacceptable. Super 7. I hope Brian Flynn, someone points him to these, because I would just love to hear him. I just love for him to hear how people are. Just think the $18 price point is ridiculous. So this is a $20 figure. The new O-rings will be $21 at least. Again, I think those are too pricey for what I'm getting, but at least what I'm getting here is an O-ring with a waist that swivels, knees that bend, elbows that bend, arms that can go into a T-pose. Imagine this, a ninja that can actually do karate kicks. So anyway, that's the reason why I had him here, so we can compare the two. There was no way that I was going to spend $18 on a Storm Shadow figure that has 5 points of articulation when I have a $20 O-ring figure that looks pretty much the same. Actually, it still looks better. And I have the original, which is worth a little bit more than $20. So anyway, that's that. I did say the backpack doesn't come off. It's stationary. The other gripe that I have with Super 7 G.I. Joe is that the pegs on their feet, for some odd reason, are a different size than what O-rings use. But what makes no sense about it is, here is the Circle Jerk Skank Man reaction figure, and the O-ring base, and he fits. Well, I stretched it out, but they fit the way they're supposed to. Oh, the thing is here. So they fit how they're supposed to, okay? I don't know why they did that. Here's a Gorilla Biscuits guy with big old feet, right? He doesn't need a stand. But I just tried this here, and they fit on this too. But the one that you would think they would want to do so they could fit with your O-rings is a different size completely. Oh, look, I guess I can kind of squeeze it on it, but he ain't sitting on that. So that's that. That's another point that I want to point out. Again, figure looks pretty nice for what it is. And again, they got me. I purchased it. So anyway, we'll wrap it up and finish my final thoughts. All right, so there you have it. That is the Super 7 Reaction Red Ninja. I had to restart the video because I find myself going on these rants about Super 7. I'll probably end up doing it again, but I can't go that bad. I like the way the figure looks. Not gonna lie, it's not a bad looking figure for what it is, which is 5 points of articulation. And I brought out Storm Shadow to show you the difference. And again, I don't have any red ninjas for background characters, so I picked one up. I did not pick up a Storm Shadow because why would I spend $18 on a white Storm Shadow that looks like this? I can't even get the guy to stand up. It's so frustrating. when for 20 bucks I can get this Storm Shadow, which is a repaint of the O-ring and a remold of the old ring with way better articulation. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I rail too much on this company. They are what they are. It's all about the cash grab. That is the reason why they have so many repaints and so many army builders with repaints and different weapons. So when you have 9 army builders, he can say all he wants. When I say he, I mean Brian Flynn, the owner. I believe his last name is Flynn. Named Brian, the owner of Super 7. He can say you don't have to buy them all, but the truth is, he knows there's a lot of collectors that have to have one of each. So if you give 9 army builders, well, nine of them at 18 bucks, and how many army builders have we had? You know you're going to get that easy cash grab, and you're just repainting. And the perfect example is Shipwreck. The Sailor. Well, he did 9 of those, and then you're going to have Shipwreck coming. So there's going to be 10 molds right there. All the different Snake Eyes they've already done. This was just a repaint of Storm Shadow. The female troopers. The green shirts. We haven't seen what the camouflage ones look like, but I'm willing to bet that the camouflage ones that are coming are just going to be repaints. So that'll probably be 18 of those figures, same mold. Again, nice to have a couple different color faces, facial hair. That's kind of cool to have those as your background. But this was a little bit better. Yeah. So the video that I deleted was, I rambled on and on and on. I had to stop myself. So I'm going to stop myself now. Because someone's eventually going to say, why are you buying it if you don't like it? And again, background characters, these should be about $12 in my personal opinion. And I would love if Hasbro would give us some stuff. Do you realize Hasbro right now, like G.I. Joe is hot. And Super 7 is pushing these things out. Like all over. They're making money off your product because you're not doing it. Which is something I don't understand. And then you have these, Operation Longbow. If you don't know what Operation Longbow is, go take a look at it. It's a Kickstarter of O-rings. It already smashed through its goal. And then next month, there's going to be Operation Recall. Which I guarantee you that's going to smash through it. Because that's actually aligned with G.I. Joe creators. O-rings. People want this stuff. But Hasbro, who actually owns the license, is the only one that doesn't seem to be doing anything, giving us any products. So anyway, I'm done. The rant is over. And I mean it this time. I'm going to get out of here because it's late. And, Anyway, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Follow the channel. Hit the bell, the notification thing, so you can hear me rant and go off on a tangent, which I always do. If you're here for my tangents, probably. So anyway, I'm out of here. Again, Instagram, Punk with Toys. And have a great night and happy toy hunting.